Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday's edition of the Daily Divine. My name's lisalyle, here to support our souls to shine. Happy blood moon, everyone. Oh my gosh, did you get to see it? I saw it happening. I peeked out a couple times. It was a little chilly. So I peeked out and then I came in. I guess I fell asleep on the couch. And then the big dog woke me up at 3. So that's the image I got when I went outside at 3 a.m. Beautiful. So we're feeling it. We are now officially in the thick of eclipse season. We are in between eclipses now. Hey, Miss Mo, how's it going? Thanks for always showing. Let's get this Palo Santo going before. There's a lot of interesting energies at play currently. And again, out there in the world. So you may be feeling some stuff. I mean, personally, yesterday was Monday in my world, today's Tuesday, and there's some sketchy ass stuff going on out there in the world. And particularly in my experience, because I only leave my house to go to the job pretty much. So a lot of sketchy ass energy out there, honestly. And it really feels like, I really feel in this position where I'm needing to defend and protect myself from people at the job, which is unfortunate, and people that should or ought to be looking out for those who work with them or for them. But anyways, it'll be interesting to see. I have a feeling they are trying to push me out of the job. It doesn't pay to be a middle-aged vocal woman who stands up for herself these days. And so we'll see where it goes. But it's not looking great for me in that aspect. Everything else is looking good. But at the job, it's not. So anywho, we are the sacred rebels here to rebel and change the frequency. So yeah, it is pretty awful. And what I've come to find is that, you can't really, there's not many people that are worthy of our trust. And I'm finding that out. And I generally tend to be an open book. So yeah. So here we go, the Sacred Rebels. We're going to do a little, as we always do on Friday, we'll do an interactive component, or maybe, just maybe, we'll do something for all of us, and then I'll pull some cards for anyone who's here and may want a card. Pull, give me a thumbs up. Thumb, look at my poor thumb. So, oh gosh. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, it was beautiful, wasn't it? I guess I went out about midnight and nothing really as of yet. And then the next time I went out, you could start to see like the little cookie bite being taken out of the bottom of the moon as it was happening. And then, yeah, it was really beautiful at 3 a.m. when I went out. So I feel like there's a message for us here for in between eclipse season. And a big part of the message, so we've pulled 3 cards here from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And the first card out is the word wants to be written. For some of us, this may be come as confirmation as to our path of purpose in this lifetime. I also feel like for many of us, it's just about beginning that process of writing in order to process the feelings, the emotions. So the full blood moon is really all about clearing, breaking free from the karmic ties that have bound us throughout lifetimes. And this is a transformative time. 4 + 2 comes to 6, which is the house of Virgo in the natural zodiac. And it's also our path of purpose in this lifetime, what we are here to do. And as we walk that Virgo Pisces axis, it's the axis of healing and healing the polarities, and really it feels like the balance of the healer and the mystic who comes together and rises and sends their light and transformative energy out into the world, followed by heaven sent. So perhaps these things that are taking place outside of ourselves, like this push and pull, this feeling our need to defend ourselves in certain situations. And really, if we don't defend ourselves, who's going to, right? And so this is really speaking about the 33, the path of mastery. We are here as the seeds of the heaven on earth experience. We are here as the seeds of change who came into this lifetime to be broken open so we can reseed again, if you will. And this also feels a big part of the message here is about forgiveness. There feels that for some of us, there is a need for forgiveness. Now, whether that's of self or of others, only you can answer that in your experience. And I do feel like we are being guided to, meditation, really meditation. That's all I'm feeling there. Because then we come here and it's like seeing the true you. And the question that's coming through immediately, and this is 11, 2 + 9 is 11. This is about the master's walk with their very own heart. And sometimes we see ourselves through the lens of others, and we don't really see forgiveness of both. Yeah. And we don't really see ourselves as we truly are. Or perhaps the message here is we don't allow ourselves to be seen as we truly are because we feel out there in the world, like I'm finding that out there in this, what do you want to say it? Like in the work world, it's like they don't really want to see the real me. They just want the me that'll do as they please, having me do things that, really I shouldn't be doing, and so the world external to us wants us to shut down and hide ourselves and not allow ourselves to be seen. And yet everything within us, the soul, the eternal soul that we're here in service to, wants to be seen as we are. So perhaps this is the challenge. And perhaps in order to get back to seeing the true you, there is a process, through writing, automatic writing, and the path of forgiveness, forgiving ourselves so that we can truly forgive others. So, and it feels like there is a lot of communication and contact that we are receiving from the spiritual / etheric realms across the waters. And this is all about healing. And this it's a 23, and that's my number for the divine masculine, 23 and 32. And so for all the women out there, it's really important for you to know at this time, you are supported by the highest expression of the divine masculine. And perhaps not in your physical experience. It's rare to find a highly evolved divine masculine in flesh, although they exist, no doubt about it. They're not mainstream. But this is saying that we are supported by the spiritual realms and that true healing is taking place. And it's really about our ability to nurture our conscious contact with Creator, with God, with Source through our physical experience. This also speaks about the energetic connection of souls across the miles, because we have our beautiful brother in light, Milos, who comes, and Milos lives over in Serbia, and yet we are intimately connected, and we all feel it here when when we're all in the chat together. So this is also speaking about our ability to remain connected across the miles, and really it feels like what is needing our attention is the emotional waters within. Heart fire, number 1. Look at that. Soul on fire, living our heart's desire, making our dreams happen, grounded, stable, secure, solar plexus activation and solar plexus solar plexus online and leading the way. And that came through a bit yesterday was it yesterday? Or maybe the Whimsical Wednesday. Anyways, in one of the recent videos, it's about the solar plexus activation. And the activation of the solar plexus is born from the purity of the heart of the child that lives within. This is a new beginning. This is magician energy. Transforming our experience through our healing journey, perhaps through the written or spoken word, so that we can see who we truly are. And then there's no, there is no censorship. And I question whether there will always be some level of censorship if we have to go out and answer to somebody else. When we're simply answering to our heart, to God, we're able to be ourselves. Yet when we go out there into the world, to the job or whatever, are we able to authentically be ourselves? And I'm learning it's not beneficial to be yourself out there in a world that just wants you to be, or just views you as a number. And, the reality is, let's face it, there are some humans that are generally mean-spirited, right? And, we can't avoid them. (31). So we've got the divine masculine here with the 23, and we have the divine feminine with the 31, the mirror image 13. And this is the Christed flame. That's what we're here to resurrect, is the light of the Christ, which is a consciousness. It's not, so many believers feel that, there is, the second coming of the Christ. And I'm of the firm understanding that we are the second coming of the Christ, here to reignite our light. And it's so beautiful that the Christ flame came out. And it looks rather feminine. The Christ in this picture looks rather feminine. And 33 is my number for the Christ, the energy of Christ. And as well, it's that forgiveness. And so if you can see the eyes here, they're all green. And it's almost like as we do our healing, as we show up for ourselves, we don't need to speak. Our eyes, it's through our eyes that we connect with others. And it is perhaps through our eyes. I know there's some people out there that do this gazing, and they're healed through the experience. So this really feels like the next, between eclipses, and actually, in fact, until Easter, which is 4/20, that this is a time of healing. This is a time of going in. Tomorrow, we've got Mercury going retrograde. We'll talk about that on Saturday Night Live tomorrow night. But we've got Mercury going retrograde. So this is an indication, 1441, 55. This is an indication that it's a good time to go inside and to, like, perhaps if we need to roll up our sleeves and get busy, clearing away, revisiting, like, perhaps um, we're revisiting a lot of things. Perhaps it's ideas, perhaps it's a project, perhaps it's our own closets, and clearing away the stuff that's just no longer supporting us. And that's what this time is all about, the void. And again, there's so much healing accessible to all of us right now. It's like, are you feeling it, and are you willing to release it? Because whatever's coming up for us now definitely is coming up for purpose. It wants to be released so that we're not carrying this heavy burden or baggage with us into, our future, which is originates from the now moment. Again, this is about the journey of the purity of heart. This is foundational energy, these fours, and it's also my number for the angelic realms. So reaching out, speaking out, and just even, we don't even actually have to use our voice to call in our team of light. They're always right here, and they just are waiting for our permission to come into our experience. I mean, they're always there, and yet they won't actually intervene unless we ask for help. So just start communicating with them and dream a little dream. It's funny because, and this is another 6 energy. I've got my Make Your Dreams Happen shirt on today. And so, dream a little dream. What are your dreams? And this feels like the emotionally balanced dreams that flow forth from your heart. This is like the purity of your heart shining out, and through this spiral. And that's like the message that came with this Virgo full moon, right? Ancient wisdom, modern living, simply spiritual. And that's what this feels like. It's like, are you prepared to go out there and live your dream? 6-6, right? Are you ready to flip the script? Are you ready to get joyfully creative, living your dream, doing what you came here to do? And perhaps this weekend, Giant Tiger, GT Boutique. So it's about the only place I can afford to shop. So it feels like this weekend, it's like, are we ready to really, I love it. Are we really ready to let things go? Are we really, and this weekend it feels, with Mercury going retrograde tomorrow, which is Saturday, the 15th of March, and it'll be there for, like, the whole process will be about a 6-week period. So during this time, are we really ready to clear out anything that dulls our shine? It feels like a period of refinement, a period of rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, integration, all of that. Miss Mo, you want me to pull a card for you? Let me know. Anyone who's here during the live, I'm going to pull a card. I'll be back here tomorrow night for Saturday Night Live, likely with some jazz hands at 11:45. And we'll dive into, okay, perfect. We will dive into the Mercury retrograde energy. And it's usually just a good time chit-chatting. Perhaps I'll pull some cards for those who are here. Miss Mo, I'm going to get a couple cards for you because you seem to be the only one here, and I'm grateful for your presence here. Okay. I love it. Let me just get the other card, but actually I'm going to show you because it's so gorgeous. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Frankie, baby. Frankie's coming in, the divine masculine to our feminine, coming in and saying, you've got this. You have got this. Thank you. And look at this. It feels like changing through our DNA. I love that this has come out for you, Mo, because it's like a brand new beginning, right? 20. If anyone else is here and would like some cards pulled, let me know. Otherwise, we're wrapping it up after Miss Mo here. What this feels like is, 21 in the major arcana is the world card. This is the completion of the major arcana, which is actually the 22nd card because it starts at 0 with the fool, right? So this is like the new beginning. And with it being like the 22nd card, it's also feeling like standing on your own 2 feet, high priestess, medicine woman energy, trusting your intuition. Um, don't dig your heels in is what I've heard. Perhaps that's a little bit of a message for me as well. But it really feels like, look at all this. There's eggs in the nest on her head. This is like the dreams that you have seeded, the dreams that you've held dear. And it feels like I see falling leaves and stuff, learning to let go when it's time to just let it go. As humans, it's a part of the human condition. We hold on too long to things that are no longer serving our greatest and highest good. Look at the card that came back out. So you've got the 21 and the 31 here, Dawn. And what I'm feeling here from beyond the mind, the heart beats, is I'm really feeling like if you see on like the head, the that feels like seaweed, like it kind of feels like in the water here. And so what I'm feeling is allowing yourself to be guided by the universe, truly, like, and perhaps it's just practicing for a few days, that just like to act on all of your intuitive hits. It was 2144 there, to act on all of your intuitive hits. Don't disregard them, even if it's just a little action that you take. It also feels like this is going to support the expansion of your intuition, the expansion of your inner knowing, because when we acknowledge something like intuitively that we feel, oh, that doesn't help. When we acknowledge something that we feel intuitively, then it's almost like, our intuition, our higher self is saying more and more, because yes, she's listening. And you are here as the resurrection of the light of Christ in the divine feminine essence, right? The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the Ouroboros. This is all of it. And it really feels for you, Dawn, this is about healing. I know I go between Dawn and Mo. But this is really about healing yourself. And what I'm guided to notice is there's 10 between the 21 and 31. This is the space within which the wheel of karma, the wheel of destiny, the wheel of fortune turns in your favor. Yes, your intuition's on point though. Like the imagery here is indicative, like you're receiving a lot of support, a lot of messages from the cosmos, from your, God, the angels, your team of light, your loved ones in spirit. You're definitely, and I can't stop thinking about or being drawn to those 3 eggs in the nest on the head. It's like creative. There's one card. Is it in this deck? It's in this deck. Actually, let me see if I can find the card. Is it in this deck? No, it's not in this deck. Shoot. There's one card I'm seeing, and it's in the maybe it's in the Joyful Woman Oracle, but it's called Creative Cocooning. So that's what this is feeling. That's the card I keep seeing every time I connect with those 3 little blue eggs. And those blue eggs are your dreams, your truth, what you really came to do. And so this is a time of nurturing them, getting familiar with them and seeing like what you can do to, it's almost like awaken the memory in you of what you came to do. Creative co-creation is another thing I'm hearing. And you are a drop within the ocean, a star within the cosmos, the galaxies of the night sky. And it's time to lean in to the divine. As you were born to shine. So that's what I'm feeling from that card. Let's see if there's anything in the guidebook here from that. I don't even know if I've seen that card before in this deck. This one. Yeah, it's long. These messages are long. It's like 3 pages. It's small. I can't read it. And there's nothing that's jumping out to me. But maybe we'll do, for everybody, maybe we'll just do the little healing process here. So you can lie on your back comfortably with your hands on your heart and say, I love you. I trust you. You are beautiful and you are wise. You beat in harmony with the greater plan of love. You are my guiding light. That's it. Let's do that. That's beautiful. I love you. I trust you. You are beautiful and you are wise. You beat in harmony with the greater plan of love. You are my guiding light. It's our heart that's our guiding light. There's no one talking about that. Who's talking about that? It's our heart that is our guide. And so let's see if we can even top that with the Christ flame. Let's see the little affirmation here, Christ flame. It says, love is more than words can define. It is a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It's a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It's a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. We're here to be so much more. We're here to be so much more than just a number to someone, whether it's, we're a number at the JOBs, the government's got our number, we're numbers everywhere. And we are here to break free. And that's what this first full moon. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm feeling. So much love and support. And it's really in the stillness, in the still of the night. Who sang that? White Snake? In the still of the night? But yeah, beyond the mind, the heart beats. And that's a big message too, like out of our mind and into our heart, because it is our hearts that are meant to be our guide in this lifetime, not the mind. I mean, we can have a beautiful mind, we can be highly intelligent, and yet we are all innately intelligent. And innate is that inner knowing. We don't know where this wisdom comes from, and yet it's in there. And some of us, I mean, I was always, from a young age, I remember just like we know right from wrong, right? And even if it's coming from a source superior to us or whatever, like it can still be wrong, just because they have a different position in the world, doesn't mean that they are, in fact, a more intelligent, a more compassionate, or a more decent human being. No, it's up to us to trust our innate wisdom and to go out in the world and show up for ourselves in ways that no one else is going to show up for us, or in ways that no one else can show up for us until we show up for ourselves in such a way, right? We're all mirrors. So those were beautiful messages, Dawn. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect and share. If there's anyone here by chance that would like a card, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to just pull one more Sacred Rebel card for us, and then we are going to hightail it out of here, 1244. Again, so much support, so much synchronistic, so many synchronicities coming through. So Dawn, your intuition is on point. Oh, look, we got another 32 again. Faith in the process, for all of us, it's so important that we trust. And first and foremost, trust ourselves. Again, we've got this 32. And, the audience here is predominantly women. And, again, it's like many of us are single women going it alone and trudging this road. And, I feel like Spirit is saying to us, don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams, all of your dreams, the entirety of your dreams, because dreams do come true. And, do what you need to do. Look at those little birds, right? We've got those nest eggs, the eggs in the nest here, and then we have little birds. And what I'm really being guided to is, what is she even on? A wagon? She's in a wagon. And I've never noticed that before, the faith that it says on the wagon. And it's almost like, her spirit team is talking to her, and she's there so focused on being, it actually feels like she's really focused on being present. And so as we move through this weekend, as we move through this weekend, it feels like we are being asked to go into this reflective stage. And if we're following, if we're aligned astrologically, like to what's happening in our sky, this is beautiful. We're in line. Mercury's not saying rush out there. Mercury's slowing down. Mercury is that big planet of communication. Mercury can be very fiery, like Mars. We've got Mars in Cancer, right? Station, like moving direct now. And so we want to be, with all this masculine energy about, we want to be the grounded essence, of the feminine who shows up for herself, having faith that everything is working out. And we are exactly where we are meant to be at this time. And there is no other time. Past, present, future all lives now and grows from this point. So trust yourself, stay faithful, practice some breathing techniques, telling yourself you love and you trust, like hand on your heart, hand on your belly. These are intuitive centers, right? I love you. I trust you. Your guidance is a great gift, and taking action accordingly. So, yeah, I feel like that's it today for Freedom Friday. Maybe we'll go out, we'll tap out with some tingshaws. So thank you so much, Dawn, for being here today and engaging. I love you, and I appreciate your presence in my life year after year after year. I love it. I love you. And everyone else who's here, I love you too. Thanks so much for showing up. Please do consider hitting the subscribe button, thumbs up, show some love to this space, support our continued growth and expansion as a community, as a soul family. And for that, I thank you. So we'll just hit the ting shaws 3 times. I got to kind of look at them. Maybe we're going to hit it a little more. That was 3 good ones. So I hope you all have a fantastic Friday. Happy weekend to those of you who are celebrating the weekend now. And I look forward, love you too, sister. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all here tomorrow night for Saturday Night Live and some jazz hands at 11:45. Until then, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for continuing to show up. Until next time, take good care. Oh, and remember, you were born to shine. We all were. We are source divine resides inside. Until tomorrow.